This is the 3 and Under review of Pitfall, a classic of the second generation, often considered one of, if not the very best Atari 2600 games. Published by Activision in 1982, just slightly before both the invention of dirt and my birth. Thankfully, it's one of the good ones, a platformer in the technological age of Pong. The designer, David Crane, elaborates on the struggle to make games that the Atari wasn't designed for.
And then they added a ball object so that they could also do Pong. So seriously, the engineers at Atari designed the 2600 to be cartridge programmable so that they could sell you a tank cartridge and a Pong cartridge. And if anything else came out of it, they were really happy.
Thankfully, he found a way to make it work. You take control of Pitfall Harry, a greedy SOB who's willing to endure deadly snakes, crocodiles, and scorpions, all for the chance at that sweet, sweet loot. Gold bars, bags of money, and diamond rings that people left in the jungle for some reason. It's a high score kind of game where you have 20 minutes to collect as much treasure as possible, or until you die 3 times, whichever comes first, and let me tell you, dying 3 times is the far more likely scenario. You can either take the top route, which is filled with tricky jumps, or the bottom route guarded by the scorpion. However, it's often blocked by brick walls, forcing you to backtrack, so I tend to avoid it. Falling down pits and touching barrels will deduct points, while falling in the water or in the gullet of the crocodiles or other beasties will take a whole life away. The crocodiles are definitely the hardest part of the game for sure, at least they were for me. You either have to be standing precisely at the end of their head or only jump on them when their mouth is closed. The instruction manual says that you can join Pitfall Harry's Explorers Club if you can prove that you've scored at least 20,000 points. Somehow I don't think that offer is still good, but if it were, they'd have to save me a seat at the table, oh yeah. The controls are pretty good, and it has that just one more round kind of feel that you really want from a game like this. I'm glad I picked up my copy recently, but you won't find it on most Atari game collections. You'll have to look for one of the Activision Atari collections instead, or do what I did and take it old school. Until next time, keep it retro.